Let's face it, most VT docs don't believe they have intellectual property. I didn't either. We all learned the same exercises, we went to the same schools, we had the same mentors. Many of us have the same fellowship. So there's nothing really proprietary about what we do, right? Wrong. It's not the tools that we're using, it's really how we put everything together. And it's your particular methodology that is what actually lives, and that is how you treat in your vision therapy room. But if it only lives in your head, it's not an asset yet. So, when we're thinking about it, let's be completely clear. Brock string is not yours. Mars and ball, not yours. None of those things are yours unless you created them, which, like, good for you. But they're all tools. When a builder is building a house, he did not invent the hammer, but he did design how this house is going to be built. That's different. Two doctors can prescribe the same exact activity and get completely different outcomes. Why? Because what makes your work valuable isn't the exercise, it's your thinking. It's how you sequence the exercises. It's how you pace things. It's the intensity that is in each exercise. It's the metaphor that you use with patients and the way you explain symptoms. It's exactly how you pivot when somebody plateaus. It's the pattern recognition you built over hundreds and hundreds of cases. That clinical reasoning layer, that's your intellectual capital. And it's not identical across doctors. Even if it looks similar from the outside, it's not. So let's be honest. Right now, where does your clinical genius live? In your treatment room, most likely. In your brain, definitely. Hopefully, in your therapist's brains as well. But that means that if you step away, it shrinks. If your therapist leaves, it shrinks. If reimbursement changes, it more than shrinks. If you burn out, it completely stops. That's not an asset, that's a job. An asset works when you don't. If your best thinking only activates when you are physically present, you don't own a scalable model, you own a schedule. Optometry, medicine, all of it trains us to think if other doctors can do technically something that's similar to mine, it's not mine. That's false. Chefs all use salt, musicians all use scales, architects all use steel and concrete, but design thinking is proprietary. Sequencing is proprietary. Clinical judgment is proprietary. You don't own the tool, you own the framework. And most of you have never taken the time to define your framework. You just do what works. And that works until you want to grow. So, what transforms clinical genius into an asset? Structure. When you map your decision tree, define your methodology, capture your language, document your sequencing, record your explanations, create repeatable systems, now your thinking is transferable. Now your therapist can execute it consistently. Now families can access it beyond geography. Now your value is no longer limited by the number of hours you personally deliver care. That's the shift. You go from I provide vision therapy to I own a methodology and I make that accessible to my patients. That's a completely different level of business. If you're seeing, 30, 40 hours of therapy per week, that's your ceiling. You can raise your prices, you can hire more therapists, you can try to squeeze out margins, but the real unlock is turning your clinical reasoning into something that lives beyond you. Right now, only your in-office patients experience your full intellectual property. The rest of the world doesn't. And that's not a capacity issue, it's a packaging issue. I'm not talking about replacing therapy by any stretch of the imagination. I'm talking about preservation, preserving your thinking, preserving your voice, preserving your sequencing, preserving your legacy. Digital delivery is one way to do that. Standardized systems are another. Licensable methodology is another. But the common thread, your genius has to leave your head. If it doesn't, it dies with your calendar. The doctors I work with realized their methodology was too valuable to stay locked inside four walls. And so they structured it, they captured it, they systematized it, and now their intellectual property reaches families that might never have been able to access them before. You are not just the closest vision therapy doctor. You are a builder of clinical frameworks. You are a creator of transformation. That's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. You're sitting on intellectual capital that most of you have never defined, let alone monetized. The question isn't whether you have IP. You do. The question is, are you going to keep renting it out by the hour? Or are you going to build something that lasts beyond you? If it's only in your head, it's not an asset yet. If this episode made you realize you've been underestimating what you've built, start by writing down your framework. Map your decision tree. Define your sequencing, because once you see it clearly, you can scale it. And once you scale it, you change the future of vision therapy. And that's why we're here, to be able to help as many patients as possible. So get to work. If this resonated with you, like and subscribe, share it with a friend, and let's get building the future of vision therapy.